349.1 Kelvin is the correct answer. All right? So you have to, when you solve these problems for me, being organized helps you to solve problems accurately. Okay? If you follow the process I'm teaching you, you're going to get the right answer 90% of the time, 99% of the time. So here's what I require, and here's how the points are going to be figured out. Okay? You have to have a list of knowns and unknowns. You have to have all the correct units in there. Now, if somebody chose to convert their temperature to Kelvin and put that in the list, it's okay to have 294.2 up here. All right, but they have to have a list of knowns and unknowns here. They have to have the number, they have to have the units of measurement in that list. And all of that together is worth, I'm going to give that a total of 10 points. All right? So each of these variables is required, equal sign, numbers, and measurement units is required for each of those. Now, the conversion to Kelvin has to be shown. If they don't show their work, they don't get credit for showing their work. All right? So all of this is worth a total of 9 points. Well, 9 points then, if they didn't round it, there's 1 point for the underlining, 1 point for the arrow, 1 point for the rounded answer. That's 3 points off of that. If they've done everything else but they didn't round it, then you give them 6 instead of 9 points. That make sense? Okay. Writing out the equation. That's worth 4 points. Okay. Just the equation by itself is worth 4 points. Plugging in the known values. That's worth 8 points. 1 point for each of the numbers, 1 point for each of the 3 measurement units, 1 point for the unknown down here, and 1 point for the equality sign, because that's an important part of it. This is equal to that. Okay? All of this stuff here where we flipped it and then isolated the unknown with all of its measurement units and the canceling out, all that's required. And all together, that's worth 18 points. Okay? This unrounded answer with the underlining and the arrow and the temperature unit, all of that is worth 5 points. And the final correct answer is only worth 2 points. Yes. They have to have the correct numbers. They have to have the unit of measurement. That's what the 2 points are for. If they just have the number correct, that's worth a point. If they have just K correct, that's worth a point. Okay?
How many points?
If you didn't round at, like, when you convert the temperature to Kelvin, and you didn't round the number to get the 294.2, like, your whole answer is wrong.
So they didn't round, and what did they get down here? 349 point something else, or what?
Round the Kelvin, where you had to convert the Celsius to Kelvin.
Uh-huh.
They didn't round that far.
So what was their final answer?
349.067.
So they didn't round this properly. So they lose 1 point. Did they have Kelvin on there? So they get 1 out of 2 points for that answer. Okay? And for this, you'll count off 3 points there. So that what you described to me is a total of 4 points off. There are a total of 56 points on this problem. Overall,
Yeah, they didn't.
that whole conversion is worth 9 points.
They didn't even show it.
Then everything, you count 9 points off for the failure to convert. Okay, that's fine. They plugged in degrees C right here, right? Okay. You're not going to count off for plugging in here just because they failed there. You'll count off the 9 points for that. Okay? Did they have 4 digits in their final answer? 918 point what? Actually, you know what? They rounded that wrong. Because if they had a temperature of 21.0, they should have 3 digits in their final answer. So you're going to count off 1 point for not having the correct number of significant digits. I'm saying. They should have 3. If they're using degrees C, that's only 3 significant digits there. So their final answer for their work should be only 3 significant digits. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're going to count off, what you've described to me says you're going to count off 10 points total on that. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next problem. Total of 56 points on the whole thing.